friends, welcome to Joshua Talks channel. In the previous video, we discussed about introduction to WAMP server. Today, we are going to discuss about how to download, install and configure WAMP server. Generally, there are many videos available online on this topic, but this video clearly gives you step-by-step procedure to install WAMP server. Many users such as students would encounter problems during installation of WAMP server. So to help you guys, I'll tell about how you are going to install the WAMP server, what are the prerequisites to install WAMP server, what are the errors you encounter during installation of the WAMP server. Now let's start the first step, downloading WAMP server. But before downloading, please make a note of these important points. To successfully install and run the WAMP server, we need to have Visual C++ redistributable installed on our system. Okay, I will do another video on what is Visual C++ redistributable, but for now please install Visual C++ redistributable in your local systems before installing WAMP server. Now there is one caution which you have to consider. See, after the installation of the WAMP server, you will be getting errors like MSVCR 110.dll is missing and MSVCR 100.dll is missing and so on. So in order to avoid all these, that is the reason why I am insisting you to install Visual C++ redistributable in our systems. This is the URL for downloading Visual C++ redistributable file from the Microsoft website. Now after successfully downloading it, you can see this Visual C++ file in your downloads folder. So now you can click on this particular one and you are going to install this particular one. So now I am clicking on this particular file. Now it is showing that repair or uninstall or close, because I have already installed this particular executable file. That is the reason it is going to give like this. If you have not installed this file, then it will be asking you to install this particular file. Now a note to the users is that whether this Visual C++ has been installed in your system or not, you can check it easily. That is, go to control panel, type control panel in start menu. Okay, so open this control panel. Now click on the programs and features. Okay, now search in the search box Visual C++. See, now I have installed all the versions of the Visual C++ so that there should not be any of the problems while I am going to install WAMP server. So now after confirming that I have Microsoft Visual C++ installed in my system, now the next step is download WAMP server. So this step is to download WAMP server. Now open the web browser and type WAMP server latest version download 64-bit, because my operating system is 64-bit. I am going to download the 64-bit operating system. So in order to know which kind of operating system you have, so you have to go to my computer and now see here, go to this PC, right click on properties. Now it is going to give the information about the complete details. See, this is about my processor and my RAM, and the system type is 64-bit operating system and 64-bit based processor. For this reason I am downloading the 64-bit WAMP server. So now I am going to open this particular URL, that is sourceforge.net/projects/WAMP server. Now I am going to click on this particular download button. So now this download button helps us to download WAMP server 3.2.0 for 64-bit operating system, which is the latest version. So now I have already downloaded this particular file. Now I am opening my downloads folder. I am seeing this particular one. Okay, so this is my downloaded WAMP server file. Now the step 2 is installing WAMP server in Windows 10 operating system. Now after downloading WAMP server, click on this WAMP server file, executable file. Now it will be going to execute. It is going to ask you whether Now it is going to give you a warning here. See, before installation of WAMP server, you have to make sure that you have to install Visual C++, all kinds of redistributables, right? So for this reason, that is the reason I told you to install VC++ before to the installation of WAMP server. Now click on next. After clicking on next, now it is going to install the WAMP server on C drive WAMP64. Next, click on next. Now it is asking that the server folder is already existing, because previously I had WAMP server and I have installed and I am reinstalling for your purpose. That is the reason it is asking me like this. If this is the first time you are installing, it will not ask like this. So click on yes. So after clicking on yes, it is asking for what are the different types of versions of PHP you wanted to install. So I wanted to install these 3 versions of PHP. I wanted to install the latest version of MariaDB and the latest version of MySQL also. Okay, so click on next. So now it is going to create a shortcut for WAMP server 64. Now click on next. So it is showing what are the settings we have set for installation, and now click on install. So the setup is starting. It is going to install all the files. Now it has been successfully installed. It is giving a warning that it may be at the first launch, it may not be turning into green. That is, if the WAMP server has been successfully installed, in the tray icon I will show you, the WAMP server icon will be turning into green. Even if it is not turning into green, don't get confused. We can manually do that one. Now click on next and now click on finish. So now this gives us that the WAMP server has been successfully installed. Now a software shortcut has been installed here, or you can go to the start menu and click, and you can type WAMP server and click on this WAMP server, and now you are going to run this particular server. See, whenever you are running this server, initially no services are running, it is in red color. Now after 1 or 2 seconds it will be again changing into yellow color, slight yellow color. Now one service is running, and after 1 or 2 seconds again it will be changing into green color. Now exactly, so green color specifies that now the WAMP server is successfully installed. Now all the services are running. So now open the browser and go to the new tab and type localhost. Whenever you are going to type localhost, now press enter. So whenever you press enter, now you are going to get this home page. So if you get this home page, it is an indication that WAMP server has been successfully installed. Now coming to the configuration information, this is Apache version 2.4.41. This is the server software, that is Apache server. I already told in the introduction video that the server is Apache software, and here the PHP version is 7.3.12, and this is MariaDB version. Now this particular server is having MariaDB as a backend database by default, and you can also change to MySQL version also. So I will show you how you can change to MySQL version from MariaDB version and vice versa. Go to the tray icon. Now click on this particular one. See, now this is if we are going to do left click, you are going to get all these options. Click on, right click on the mouse and go to tools, and here you are going to see default DBMS is presently MariaDB. If you wanted to change the default database to MySQL, click on this one. Now this particular software is going to change us the MySQL DB as our default version. See, now originally it is MariaDB. Now within 1 or 2 seconds it is going to refresh the page, and MySQL DB will be our default database version. Now we'll wait for this browser to refresh. So now after refreshing, now it has given MySQL version as the default version in the default port number 3306. MariaDB has been installed in default port number 3307, and the present version, default version is 7.3.12. You can also change the PHP installed version also here by going to change PHP client version. So you can shift to any of these particular versions. Okay, so this is how you are going to configure the WAMP server. Next, later on, now how to access PHP MyAdmin. See, in these tools you have one option called PHP MyAdmin. So click on PHP MyAdmin. When you click on PHP MyAdmin, it is going to open a home page with username as root and the default password is empty password. This phpMyAdmin is mainly used for doing lot of operations on the database, that is either MySQL database or MariaDB database. So this is the server choice, MySQL or MariaDB you can select. The default username is root and the default password is empty password. Now click on go. So whenever you click on go, now it is going to allow you to enter into the phpMyAdmin. So this particular user interface is helpful for you to access the database, that is you can create a database or you can execute SQL queries or you can export the database or you can import the database or you can do lot of settings here. So how to work with this phpMyAdmin and all I am going to discuss in the next video, but for now I am going to tell about what are present in this particular user interface. So if you want to log out of this phpMyAdmin, you can simply click on this one. So it will allow you to log out of this particular server, and you can again, if you wanted to log in, you can give the default username and password. You can also change your username from root to your own username and your own password, and I will be discussing about all these details in the next video. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe to Joshua Talks, because sharing is caring.